Good morning, Lunatic Fringe. Guys, I'm not even ready for a day yet. Like, I just woke up and there's a bunch happening right now. I'm going to break this all down for you, by the way. If you don't like the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt right now, just draw one on me. It's okay. You'll be fine. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. This is going to get a little bit crazy right now because, I mean, it is happening rapid fire. So much so that I'm having trouble keeping up with everything going on. By the way, USTD has been resubmitted for a proposal. Guys, let me just break it down for you. Okay, number one, yesterday when we had a conversation, it was about Edward Kim. And I told you on November 3rd, Edward Kim is going to be deposed by the federal government regarding the bankruptcy. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Before we go any further, I want to remind you guys of this. I've done this a couple of times. It's almost time. We're almost at that altcoin season. So make sure that you pick up a bag of pepememe.io. Remember, the last pre-sale I gave you did a 37x, and that was Runwago. Huge gain for everybody who was involved. I think this one's going to do at least the same thing. That's me speculating. I have no reason to know one way or another, but I do think that the market is primed for these pre-sale breakouts. Remember, this is going to start with a low market cap, and it's only going to run up from there. These guys have tier 1 exchange listings. They have everything that you need in order to be successful. If you are interested, go to pepememe.io. I'll put a link in the description down below and make sure that you grab yourself a bag. Did you know there's two Ed Kims and they both work for Terra Classic? That's crazy, isn't it? Yes, it is. So anyway, it's the other one. It's not the one that you guys know who I'm talking about. Ed Kim was one of the leaders from the Terra Rebels. This is not that Ed Kim. There was another guy that worked on Terra Classic named Ed Kim, and he's the one being deposed. So when we get more information about this, then I will give it to you as soon as I possibly can to try to clarify exactly what's going on. Now, in breaking this down, here's what would appear to be the case. If I'm a bankruptcy court and on November 3rd, I'm wanting to depose somebody from this ecosystem, then what I'm looking for would be this. Is Duquan hiding any assets or resources that can be used to satisfy creditors? That is the question that I think that they're asking and answer. Like, that's what I think it's going to be about. So that's all I know for right now. If we get more, then I will let you know. Now, next, this is where it gets interesting, okay? According to Redline Drifter, the community voted yes. Now, clearly this is not accurate. Why? Only 25 out of 2,618 delegators voted against the Terra Vita vote. That means 99% agreed with us. You do not need to be a quant to do the math. This is a similar story elsewhere. Maybe all validators should not vote on the resubmission and leave it totally to the community wallets, assuming validators are not community members by this definition. Of course, if this was to pass, that would show great community support, and those same community members would need to take the reins and make sure it was delivered. Your vote is your vote. Alternatively, anyone not happy with how your validator voted, you can simply redelegate to a validator more aligned with your political ideals. Political ideals? Hey, it's almost like they read me. The leftist validators who are trying to stop progress because they want to control you. And they're taking your votes, which were yeses, and they're turning them into nos because they don't want progress on this chain. It's absolutely insanity. And that's what I said in the beginning. And guess what? People are seeing it now. But we're going to find out for sure. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. Terra Vita voted no because the chain organizational infrastructure is not here to support a chain-owned protocol that needs ongoing management and interventions. Also, there was no structure to market. This including entities to help with any potential listings or legal agreements. When these questions and concerns were raised, replies were given, but answers were avoided with the response that the community will do it. So, risk. Although we applaud the decentralization commitment, if the USTD protocol prop passed, we'd likely end up with a white elephant, something built but unable to function, and the CP 260K down. So the solution. This is why Terra Vita approached Redline Drifter with an alternative plan to address this problem. We'd support an L2 implementation of USTD protocol with a private team that can manage the protocol after launch, can market it, and create a massively successful project on Terra Classic. Not only that 4% of yield could go to support buybacks of a governance token to give value to investors paying for the project, and 20% of the yield still got a buyback and burn lunk. This way, everyone is a winner. So check the boxes here. Successful L2 project that shows successful projects can be built on Terra Classic to attract builders. A project bringing significant returns to investors, significant buybacks for lunk, which supports the whole ecosystem. A live project team that can take ownership, be self-sustaining, and drive the project forward, avoiding future governance issues and giving the project the ability to make strategic partnerships. And finally, reduced risk to Terra Classic as a chain if the protocol failed or had legal issues due to being a separate project. Ring fencing risk and protecting chain-owned community assets. So now, and by the way, this is what Terravita voted. A hard decision. We support the project, but believe the place for this project is L2. Now, I think we kind of brushed over that at one point when we were looking at some of the no's the other day. But guess what? Somebody stepped up to find a way to make this no a yes. So now let's see what's going on. But before we do, I went back here and I thought, why is it that people have a problem? Because I noticed a couple of comments from Redline Drifter. And then I remember, guess what? Even I made a comment about Redline Drifter a long time ago, and it was because of this proposal, and this was for the USTC repeg, okay? That's what this came down to. It's been a very good week, friendos. Redline Drifter's incremental USTC repeg passed. Where is it? Greenpeace and Matt, very well, may be right in regards to Binance having a master plan for restoration. Spoiler alert, they were not. Ed teases his groundbreaking AI sidechain, not the same Ed that's being deposed. Rabs, which is, I think, Rabbi Jebediah Sheckelstein, got banned. And so there were a lot of things going on at the time, but the important part was Redline Drifter's incremental USTC repeg passed. They were given, I want to say, somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 for this proposal, for this idea. That proposal and idea was never implemented, never went through. And when you go back and you read through it, basically what it said was that this was just for the proposal, not for the implementation. This is for the work that had already been done. And that's why people have a problem with it, because again, it took me going back over and checking it out again, because it was not very specifically clarified for most of us. So there was a lot of fight. There was a lot of kickback on this because people did not like the fact that they felt like maybe they were misled a little bit. And then Redline Drifter, to his credit, came out and started talking about it and then said, listen, maybe we should do a better job of contacting the exchanges and Binance and stuff like that to see if they would, agree to whatever it is that we're trying to do. And, that's the way it kind of ended. Okay. But that did happen. So that led to me going back through here, figuring out there was a lot of people that were put off by the fact that that happened. Now, Redline Drifter, to his credit, a year and a half later is still here, still building and trying to come up with a solution to this entire repeg. So I'm not, we're not friends. I don't know Redline Drifter, but I'm going to be supportive of anybody who's building in this ecosystem. Again, I have my problems with Happy Caddy Crypto. I don't think that he votes in the better interest of you, the investor, but I believe wholeheartedly that he votes in the best interest of what he thinks the change should be in the future. So again, I have a problem with that, but also at the same time, I respect the fact that that's what he does. And I hope that he finds a hospital with internet one day. If you haven't signed up already, sign up to the channel. It's $4.99 a month. If you don't, that's okay. Just subscribe. It's early in the day. It's college football season, guys. If you go to terracasino.io, sign up right now. Get ready, because you could be part of a winning team like the Louisville Cardinals. Boom, today, baby. And take a shot. Sign up. There's a link in the description down below, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, you guys. And there's a lot of people that are out here risking it all over here, and they just gave away 360% deposit bonus. So if you sign up today, you make a deposit, you're gonna get a 360% up to deposit bonus. Whether you're spinning slots, hitting the sportsbook, or trading charts, Terra Casino has your back. So sign up today. Terraport.finance. If you are looking for some meme coins, some utility coins in the Terra Classic ecosystem. In fact, let's check it out. It is the #1 DEX in all of Terra Luna Classic, having traded 14,000 yesterday. Now, by the way, not over the 7 days. Over the 7 days, it's #2. But the volume that it has over here in 30 days, it is #1. So use the #1 DEX for all of your trading Now, I had a whole bunch of people who came at me, and as you can see, come at me all you want, bro. I don't care. Key Lunk proposal cut triggers Luna Classic price apocalypse. Oh no, it wasn't that. It was the entire market going down. Everybody can see what happened. You shot down a proposal that could have helped. And by the way, I'm not saying that it would, but could have helped start a revitalization process. Did I just say revitalization process instead of revitalization? Jesus Christ, please get it together. Revitalization project that could help it with creating a new paradigm shift in the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. This was fantastic. This was an opportunity, in my opinion. And guess what? Everybody else saw the same thing. Okay, the price started dunking because people did not like what they saw. They did not like the no vote. They decided this is the end of the road for me. And by the way, it doesn't take a bunch of people. It just takes a few people saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. They're clearly not serious about building, and they got out. Okay, now the meme coins not moving, nothing really moving, but here's where we're going to get interesting. The validators look around. We're starting to see a breakdown here from all nodes and Ustd. It looks like all nodes really kind of taken over. And by the way, all nodes was one of those nodes. Can't do anything about that. Lunk Live is one of the no's, and as you guys know, Diamond Hands is my friend. So I disagree with him fundamentally on that. I don't think that he's protecting the chain, or at least let me rephrase that. I think that he thinks that he's protecting the chain, and I respect the fact that he thinks that he's protecting the chain, but without taking any risks, there is no reward. We've seen that for 3 years now. So I have a disagreement with him over that. But at the end of the day, we're still going to hang out. We're still going to eat steak. We're still going to drink water, because I don't drink anything but water. But you get my point. Jesus is Lord, losing some validators, but they're all moving over to Greenpeace, because now we're trying to give Greenpeace the power and let him be the one and let him be the bad guy. He has no problem with that. Now, here we go. This is where the rubber is hitting the road, and that is the resubmission signal proposal. We urge validators to reconsider the USTD rejection. Please set aside political concern, recognize this vital utility as the community mandate, and prioritize the chain's future. We trust you will support our shared vision of survival in voting yes. Now, immediately, Lunk Live, Greenpeace, all of them came out with their no with veto. Now, what we're going to see very soon is, once this is done, you're going to be able to see how your validators, how the delegators voted, okay? Do the delegators at Lunk Live want it to pass? And is Diamond Hands basically stabbing them in the back? That is the question. Greenpeace, same thing. So, and abstain, you've got auto stake over here who's abstaining. You got buy nodes and you got green. Again, this is going to let you know 100% who's on your team and who's not on your team. You are in charge of all of it. You are who makes the final decision, okay? Now, this resubmission, this is really, in my opinion, this is kind of a test, okay? This is a test right now to find out, does your validator support your belief? If they do not, I encourage you, I implore you, find a validator who votes the way that you believe, okay? If you think that this is a bad decision, if you think this is a no, then you validate with people like Lunk Live, you validate with people like Greenpeace, you validate with people who voted no. But if you are on team yes, let me go back here one more time. This was the voting. Jesus is Lord, who I think manipulates you by using idolatry. And not that I don't like it, because I don't buy the book anyway. So it really doesn't matter to me, but I think that it's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit shady, because does he represent that? Does he represent the acceptance? Does he represent the moving forward? Does he embrace all of those values? I don't think so, because guess what? Jesus gave the people what they wanted. Jesus is Lord is thumbing his nose at those people and telling them, I don't care what you think, this is how it's. So I disagree fundamentally, but Jesus is Lord voted no. 99%, look up here, 99% voted yes of his delegators. Jesus is Lord 2 voted no. 92% of his delegators voted yes. Lunk, I don't know which one this is, but there was a no. 70% voted yes. On Hexagon, 96% voted yes. They voted no. Burn It All, 99 voted yes. and they voted no. So you can see right now there is a disconnect. So you, the delegators, you have the power. Okay, this is your call right now. So you guys better figure it out, and you better figure it out quickly, because you, not them, are killing this chain. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.